Ooh baby, Kanye is out here spilling his own tea, and it's messier than a Waffle House parking lot at 3 a.m. So boom, Kanye West has been letting loose family secrets like it's sweet tea on a hot summer day. On his latest track, Cousins, he really takes it there. And we mean way there. He claims he had some inappropriate moments with a family member back in the day. Yep, a whole cousin. The same cousin who, according to Ye, is now doing a life sentence for allegedly taking the life of a pregnant woman. Kanye said everything went left after he told his cousin they couldn't look at dirty magazines together anymore. Now, while folks were still trying to pick their jaws up off the floor from that bombshell, who slides back onto the timeline? None other than Jeffree Star, saying, "Hey y'all, remember me?" Jeffree dropped a tweet that had folks side-eyeing their phones hard, seemingly confirming those old rumors that he might have had something to do with Kim and Kanye's marriage falling apart. Yep, those same rumors that had the internet in a chokehold back in the day. Jeffree basically said, "You know what? Maybe I did have something to do with it. Baby." At this point, this saga got more twists than a soap opera, and the internet is eating it up with a side of lemon pepper wings and a group chat on speed dial. Come on in here, Andy. I know you got something to say. Ooh baby, now you really stirring the pot till it's ready to slow cook on low. Let's get into it. Listen, let's rewind back to 2021, okay? When the streets, and by the streets I mean TikTok, Twitter, and the group chats, were on fire over those Kanye and Jeffree Star rumors. It was during the height of the "why did Kim file for divorce" mystery. Nobody really knew for sure. Then who slid in with her wig tilted and her teacup full? Miss Wendy Williams herself, of course. Our messy, but beloved former queen of daytime. Y'all remember, back in 2021, Wendy caught wind of the Kanye and Jeffree rumors and honey, she did not hold back. She hit us with her signature side-eye smirk, like she knew a little extra behind the scenes but was trying to keep it cute. Wendy said, "There's nothing wrong with that, but we hadn't heard that." Then she dropped the real bomb. She said if it was true, then Kim knew. Baby boom. Wendy hinted that Jeffree Star wasn't just some random name. She reminded us that Jeffree was a good friend of Kanye's, worth more money than Kanye, allegedly, loved to party, and spent a lot of time in Wyoming, where Kanye liked to hide out. Wendy didn't have to say too much. She let the tea steep on its own. Just like that, Wendy dropped the mic and sipped her tea like a woman who'd seen a few NDA-protected receipts in her day. The whole vibe was giving. Y'all might want to laugh, but Kim ain't just leaving over socks on the floor. In other words, Wendy was basically telling us, this woman ain't leaving her husband for no light reason. You feel me? And honestly, she had a point. Kim had been dealing with public embarrassment from Kanye like it was her part-time job. If she filed for divorce after all that, something serious must have gone down. Now fast forward to 2025. Jeffree Star, after years of silence, pops back up on the timeline with a little slick tweet, hinting that the old rumors weren't so crazy after all. And you know the internet, baby. It only takes one eyebrow-raising post to resurrect old tea and turn it into today's headlines. Now we all up in it again. I think something happened between Jeffree and Kanye? Look, I don't put nothing past nobody in Hollywood. That town is glitter, gossip, and grown folk secrets, honey. Y'all hear me? Now listen, I'm not saying everything's facts, but I do know some folks will attach themselves to drama for clout, especially when they're name collecting dust. Okay? 'Cause ain't nobody been talking about Jeffree Star. Ain't nobody called for him. Ain't nobody sent for him. And as for Ye baby, with everything he's been saying lately, the cousin confession, the constant spiraling, the chaos, he's either crying out for help, trolling for attention, or a little bit of both. You know what I'm saying? Kanye out here like a walking headline factory, just shooting them out left and right. Now, I don't know why Kanye gotta be such a doggone stunt queen. I don't know why he need all this attention. But many of us would probably agree that Kanye's real downward spiral started after his mother passed. And honestly, I don't think he ever really recovered. He didn't have time to say goodbye. It wasn't some long illness. She passed suddenly, and at a young age, I think that shook Kanye's whole world and messed with his mind. I would even guess Kanye might have had a mental health diagnosis back then, but when his mama was here, he was stable, he was medicated, supported. She kept him grounded. But let's not get distracted. Let's circle back. If Kanye is dealing with some unresolved trauma involving his cousin that deserves real care and real attention, if he's finally stepping into his truth, if he's using his art to process pain, cool. Either way, I'm here for healing, but what we're not going to do is play games with deep topics like that just to stay viral. That's not healing. That's headline chasing. See what I'm saying? Because unfortunately, this type of thing happens in families way more often than people want to admit. It's giving, watch who your kids play with. Check on them often. Pop your head in them rooms, no matter how quiet they being. Okay, this could have been a real opportunity for Kanye to help other people heal too. For real. Remember when he had the Sunday service choir? The gospel vibes? The spiritual moments? Kanye, you had a Real ministry brewing in you once upon a time. What happened to that? You had a calling to help usher in healing for people. Somewhere deep down, it's still in there. You could have used this moment to do something powerful and not just stir up controversy to promote a track. And it don't surprise me one bit that this cousin he's talking about is locked up doing life. Because, listen, if that man was out here walking free, you probably wouldn't be dropping bombs like this. Let's be for real. You said it because you know he can't get to you. You better hope he stay where he at too. Cause if by chance he gets pardoned, paroled, or whatever, you might find yourself in a misunderstanding. Know what I'm saying? Because you ain't just telling your story, Kanye. You telling his too. And that ain't right. Trauma ain't for clout. That's sacred. And as for Jeffree Star? Baby, let's just say, if drama were currency, he'd be topping the Forbes list, okay? So believe what you want to believe, but do it with discernment. Cause sometimes the tea is piping hot, and sometimes it's just recycled bathwater. You feel me? Moral of the story. Keep your eyes open, baby. Cause Hollywood? Oh, it always got another plot twist coming. And Annie got her feet up, margarita in hand, with a few sour peach rings dropped in the glass, watching it all unfold like the season finale of a BET drama.